We fucked it up.
Didn't even notice, no punches left to roll with. You got to keep it focused, you wanna say so.
Drinking, I don't do it. Smoking, I don't blow it. At my current 24 years of age, I've still not indulged in the devil's lettuce or taken a sip of that unholy tonic that'll turn a church girl into a twerk girl. I have no problem with the drinking or smoking. It's just not my thing. I got a lot of vices and these ain't one of them. This doesn't mean I don't enjoy partying. Ever since high school till now, when I go to parties, I bring Minute Maid fruit juice with me or any variety of that cran apple whatever juice in my backpack to turn up on my own supply. I'm even so extra where I coordinate the flavors with what I wear. Purple Polo, get that lean mean purple grape. Red Vans, that strawberry good. And when I'm in the rotation circle with my people, I don't puff pass, but I just pass. The main reason why I like to be sober at parties is because you get to see the stupid dumb shit people do. Just a good old round of people watching. Being at drunk party sober is like watching National Geographic. Just getting to see the drunken thirsty Thoticus perform her mating dance to learn the Boyosaurus Rex. Like, it amazes me how persistent people are to get fucked up. Like, the one time I was on my way to a party with friends and we saw 3 girls walking on the sidewalk on the way to a party. Now, this isn't impressive in and of itself, but let me tell you, it was in typical Ohio weather, meaning it was whatever the fuck Mother Nature's Spotify playlist ended up on after she hit shuffle, meaning it was like 2 degrees with snow blowing everywhere, and they had on short, skimpy ass dresses with ass cheeks blowing in the wind. Like, these broads looked like March of the Penguins. Snow covered, looking like a bunch of thoughtsicles. Like, these women were dedicated to their craft, and I'm sure they were fun to have at wherever the fuck they ended up going. Now, not everyone at a drunk party is fun to be around. There are those special cases where the drunker someone is, the more problematic they become, such as the following. Now, one night, I'm just chilling in my dorm room playing Crockpot late at night. Now, just an aside, Crockpot is a game I'd play whenever I couldn't fall asleep and my roommate was in the room. See, my roommate had a proclivity to fall asleep with his bare ass crack showing towards my side of the room. Now, most people be like, hey, bruh, you know, cover that ass crack up, my G. Nobody want to see that. But I thought, and it was like, nah, that's stupid. I can have fun with this. So Crockpot would consist of me chucking random shit I found, things no bigger than a quarter, into my roommate's ass crack. 5 points if I hit a cheek, 10 points if I got it right in his ass crack. And while I'm doing this, I hear a knock on the door, and I'm curious as to who it could possibly be. It couldn't be any of my friends because they should all be asleep, and it's not my roommate because I'm currently shooting threes in his butt crack. So I get up and open the door, and it's just this sloppy, drunk-looking white girl dazedly staring at me. And before I say anything, she's like, oh, thank you, and just tries to walk into my room. And while she's approaching, I did a split-second Negro survival equation to gauge the situation. Now, 2 black guys in a dimly lit dorm room past midnight with a shit-faced white girl equals a high probability of a hard misunderstanding with law enforcement. So I pushed her ass back and said, I don't know what you want or what you think is happening, but stay out of my room. And she just looks at me and goes like, okay, and pulls down her panties right in front of me, squats, and just starts pissing on my fucking doormat. And I'm just in awe. I'm fucking shook. And then I start getting mad as at myself because if I had just left it alone and didn't open the door, I could have been enjoying my game of Crackpot, and my fucking Good Vibes Only doormat wouldn't be lathered in thought elixir. Now, I didn't know what to do. Who would know what to do? Because she just kept going, but I didn't want her to keep pissing on my doormat, so I restrained myself and hit her with a lightweight nudge and knocked her off my doormat and told her to fuck off. Now, that dumb shit was apparently the friend of my across-the-hall neighbors, and they were apparently at the end of some all-night bender, and they were literally roaming the halls looking for her. And when I found them, I told them your shit-faced friend pissed on my doormat and ran somewhere down the hall. And let me just say, what shit friends? Letting their friend fucking wander around that drunk? Like, what if someone besides me opened that door and they want some Bill Cosby shit? Like, what kind of shit-ass friends are they? Now, understanding the story, I would have to assume she needed to just use the bathroom, because the dorm hall didn't have any public bathrooms, only private ones in the dorms, but f that. No amount of understanding was going to get over how angry I was having to wash my doormat repeatedly after that. Needless to say, I had beef with those dipshits for the remainder of the year. Now, cue it up to the following week. My friend Raj called and asked if I wanted to go out with her and her friends the upcoming Thursday. Now, for the uninitiated, Thursdays in Kent are Thirsty Thursdays, basically a random day in the week for all the undergrads to go out to bars and disappoint their parents later in the night. Now, Raj's friends were 2 Indian girls from the Akron Neomed program that wanted to come down to Kent to party. Now, again, I love people watching, and I enjoy hanging out with friends, so I was down. Roch also mentioned that her new girlfriend would be coming, and I said bet. After I hung up the call, I headed to the campus library to meet my study buddy Simi, who I meet up with each Tuesday to study for our psych class. Now, Simi and I's relationship was, I don't know, like cordial. It was a good, lightweight friendship. Now, I definitely had a crush on her, and I figured, you know, to subvert the awkwardness of asking her on a first date, I'd invite her out with me and Roch, because there's other people there, so if I'm hella awkward, their presence will make up for it. Now, I worked my way up of asking her if she wanted to go out with us by asking if she had plans Thursday. She tells me yeah, that she's going out with her roommate to go to parties, and I'm like, huh. You know, I didn't know you liked to party. And she said she doesn't, but she wanted more Indian friends because she can never find culturally competent ones on campus, whatever that means, and wanted to hang out with ones coming from Akron. And I'm just like, wait. Is your roommate a black girl, curly ass hair, gay as fuck, named Rochelle? And she was just like, yeah, you know her? And I'm like, yeah, that's my bestie. You know, she invited me to come party a few days ago. And she's like, oh, that's great. The more people there, the better. And we harp about the coincidence and so in a way in my mind, I got a date without asking. And then Simi says originally she wasn't going to go because it was just Roch and her girlfriend. And her girlfriend, in Simi's words, was a mush brain troglodyte with alcohol issues. And I'm like, wow. Roch's new girlfriend must fucking suck. And you know, Roch was pretty much the queen of the gays with a new girlfriend every week for the limited time I knew her for that semester. So I didn't know why she'd settle for a nuisance and someone that was annoying. And Simi said it's definitely the sex because all they do in her room while she's trying to study is smash. And, you know, I laugh, she laughs, and I'm feeling good. And I'm like, all right, we're going to have a great Thursday. So Thursday hits. It's like 10. I grab me a Minute Maid lemon out my fridge, put it in my book bag, put on a matching color shirt, and head over to Roch's dorm. I call her, she doesn't answer. And then while I'm sitting in the common room, I see a group of 3 Indian girls all dressed up, and I figure, oh, that must be Roch's Neomed entourage. And then I notice one of them is Simi, who's all dressed and dialed up to where I low-key didn't recognize her, and I'm just thinking, damn girl, do your thing. So I introduced myself to the Neomed chicks, then asked Simi where Roch is, and she said she's still up in her room. She told them that she was coming down and she'd be behind them, and then she asked if I could go tell her to hurry up since she wasn't answering her phone, and Simi wanted to stay in the common area to talk to the new Neomed girls. So I find her dorm and swipe in, and upon entering, I instantly realized Simi was not bullshit when she said Roch is constantly on some girl tendencies, because I just see her casually leaned up against her bed getting eaten out by some chick, and she just looks at me nonchalantly, stoically composed, and says, oh, what's up, Johnson? Oh, meet my girlfriend, by the way. And then I just scream, you motherfucker. And Roch just replies with, why are you at 100 right now, acting like you've never seen a vagina? And I'm like, I'm not talking about your spread open meat curtains, I'm talking about the pissy sycophant that's tongue tap dancing on your downstairs stage. This idiot pissed on my doormat, exposed herself to me, and ruined my night of crackpot. And then the girl just hits me with the Thanos.
I don't even know who you are.
And then I start feeling kind of bad and embarrassed, but high-key gaslighted. Like, is she just playing me, or does she really not know me? Like, oh my god, is this the wrong person? Am I racist? Do I just think all blonde, basic white girls look alike? And then I think about it, I'm like, nah, because I remember your face. You don't forget someone that just flangs piss at you. And I'm like, of course you don't remember. You were drunk as fuck. Roch tells her to wait downstairs and asks me what the fuck am I talking about, and I tell her, and she thinks it's funny, and tells me it was an accident, and to keep it moving. I tell her, Simi even said she has drinking problems, and I've seen firsthand how fucked this shit gets. I foresee probs. And Roch says, well, her other group of friends are just bad party buddies, and we got 10 eyes on her. She's gonna be good. The way she sees it is that it's better for us to go as a group with her than let her roam by herself. And then I'm just thinking to myself, you know, I'm like, one, this campus is too fucking small. Of course I'd run into Pissy Pussy Penny again, and that's not her name. That's just what I was calling her mentally for the rest of the night. And then two, I say to Roch, I'm sure she has other annoying problems that you've noticed, Roch. Like, if you're that belligerent drunk, your base personality must also be problematic as well. Why would you accept this? And Roch says, short answer, she hasn't pissed or ruined anything of hers. Long answer, because the way she eats out is too good to drop. She's apparently a master at it, which is why Roch got caught up and had everybody waiting. And I'm, at this point, I'm just like, man, fine. You know, I'm already dressed with my gear. I'm tired of this. I don't have to go. I'm choosing to, whatever. So let's do this. So we hit the streets as Roch leads us to how she likes to get lit at. The Desi duo, as they refer to themselves as, and what I will call them, because I'm not going to state their names, even if I could pronounce them, seem super excited. Simi is super excited. Everyone is. But I'm low-key already irritated, because, you know, Triple P is still here. We get to the house, and before we get in, Raj pulls me aside and basically said, stop being a sour ass. We're here to have fun, get a positive mental attitude, and when we get in that house, we're going to have fun and fuck it up. And I'm like, fine, you know, I hear you, beggars can't be choosers, because again, I don't have to be here, I'm putting myself in this situation. And needless to say, when the music started playing, you know, we fucked it up.
Didn't even notice, no punches that to roll with. You got to keep it focused, you wanna say so. Didn't have to moan it, keep really in the moment. I bet you hadn't known it, why don't you say so? Didn't even notice, no punches that to roll with. You got to keep it focused, you wanna say so.
So after dancing for a bit, everyone splits off into their groups. Raj and her girl are making out. The Desi duo are just lit as twerking on two guys, so I'm just hovering around Simi. We're just people watching on the couch, drinking out of my Silver Boy supply of lemonade, laughing at people doing dumb shit. And we're straight vibing. But then a bunch of dude bros come over to spit game to Simi, and you know, I'm just there watching. Like, I'm observing. Like, I'm not gonna be a white guy. I'm not about to milady or nothing like that. I'm not claiming dibs like she's an object. She's a grown-ass girl that can do her own thing. But then she winks at me and tells them, sorry, I'm with my boyfriend, and then they putts off. And I'm like, oh, it's like that? And then she looks over at me and says, oh, thanks for playing along. Raj told me the quickest way to avoid harassment is to claim a fake partner. But could you believe they bought that, though? What idiots. We're, like, so awkward together. And I was like, totally. What idiots. Bruh. As I died on the inside. So, as the night goes on, Simi and I are still vibing. As I tried to hide my pain of being curved to the fucking moon, Raj comes up to us, and the first thing I notice is that she is high as shit. And then she asks, have we seen her girlfriend? And just by her asking me this, I got pissed off. I said, no, we've been on the couch. Where were you? And she said she stepped outside to smoke with friends for a sec, and she disappeared. I'm like, have you asked the Desi duo? And she said they didn't see her, and they were still twerked up on the same dudes from before. And then Simi goes like, isn't that her on the staircase? And lo and behold, it was Rach's girl, just white girl, wasted, having the time of her life, dancing on the staircase while people watch. And I'm like, she does not look good, bro. Like, I saw it in her face. Like, she looked nauseous. All that dancing and movement with that alcohol, that stuff was about to come out the wrong end. And it most certainly did. She leans over the railing and just pukes like an uncapped faucet, and it just pours over this poor bastard's head, and it was so fucking gross. And as she's leaning over, she fucking flips over the railing and just falls through the air and crashes onto the ping pong table these dudes are playing on next to the staircase. Everyone gasps. Ross and Simi are in shock. Bro, I was fucking dying. Like, I'm trying so hard to conceal my laugh because I don't want to seem like an asshole. Like, everyone was concerned for her safety, and I was too. But that shit was still funny as fuck to me. So I had to conceal that shit in my shirt. But then the guy just starts freaking out, screaming, "You stupid bitch!" And I went from laughing to... And the guy's like, who is she here with? You know, who knows her? Cut the music off. Who's with this bitch that broke my fucking ping pong table? Like, the whole party got hoted. Like, everyone was frozen. And it's crazy, because my mans was more mad about the broken ping pong table than the literal throw up that was all over him. Like, he was going through grief, like he just lost a best friend. So, we three are just awkwardly staring at each other. Like, I look at Simi, Simi looks at me, and we look at Raj. And Raj looked like she was going to say something. I'm like, shit, here we go. But before either of us say anything, I hear, it was them! And look over, and it's one of the Desi duo just verbally betraying us, screaming, they all came in with her, that's her girlfriend, and she's with them. And none of this is false, but they were straight up acting like they weren't in the crew either. Like, I wish I had whatever game them dudes they were dancing with had, because they drip made them straight up betray us. Like, the Desi duo was not trying to have their party ended, but they was throwing us to the wolves. Long and sweet of it, we got kicked out, and we're all on the sidewalk. Raj, Simi, and I all agree it's time to call it a night. Raj's girlfriend is tripping over herself and unbalanced as shit. Raj says, well, she's coming back to the dorm with Simi and her because it's too far to walk her to her apartment right off campus. And she asks if I can help carry her back to their dorm. And I'm like, nope. She's got puke on her and she's not my girlfriend. Plus, the last thing I want to get caught carrying in the middle of the night as a black man is a half-drunk white girl. Misunderstandings will follow. And Rach was like, bro, I don't think I can carry her, and she can barely walk. And we get snippy at each other, and Simi just said, fuck it, and put her jacket over Rach's girl, and like let her lean against her and walk toward the dorm. And Rach and I said, oh, shit, that works, and followed her. We get back to the common area, and I'm done for the night. So I'm getting ready to dip to my dorm, and I realize I can't find my fucking room key. And it hits me that I must have left it at the house. The house that's all the way near downtown that I was kicked out of. I'm tired and sad at this point. But I'm like, my roommate. I call him. No answer. And I can't even get into my common area without my key card. Simi and Raj tell me to stop freaking out about it, and I can sleep in the dorm with them. And I'm super grateful, despite being irritated, and say, fine, thanks. Up in the dorm, Simi gets ready and lays in bed, and Rach's girlfriend keeps complaining about her stomach hurting. Now, of course, we all ignore her because it's because you clearly drank too much. Rach tells her to just go to sleep, and she lays down in Rach's bed, and Rach lays down with her. I lay down on the floor and use my book bag as a pillow. Simi leans over and says I can sleep in the bed with her, and we did the platonic face-to-feet orientation, you know. But we had a really good moment, I remember, because I tell her, you know, sorry you didn't get to vibe with culturally competent Indian friends tonight. I put that in quotes because I still don't know what the fuck that means. And she says it's fine. You know, they didn't have much in common anyway and turned out to be butt heads, but was glad that we at least became better friends. And even though I knew with that statement I was condemned to the realm of the friend zone for all eternity, that made me feel good, you know. And before I went to sleep, I had to be petty a little bit, and I whispered over to Rach, 10 eyes my ass. I told you I foresaw props. Your girl is a walking meme. And Rach, in consistent fashion, said it was an accident, and she hadn't broken or puked on anything of hers, so it's not her problem. And I said, man, what the fuck ever, and went to sleep. Now, next morning, I'm woken up by Simi screaming, oh my god, that's disgusting. And I get up to see what she's looking at, and I look over to Rach's bed, and Rach's bed was just dripping and covered in smeared shit. Rach's girlfriend had shit herself in her sleep. And I'm thinking, so that's what she meant by her stomach hurt. And I'm looking over at Rach, and Rach just has this fucking dead stone face. A face that just looks like, I can't believe, pun intended, this shit is happening. And in typical obnoxious Negro fashion, I started fucking dying, bro. This was karma. This was turd-shaped karmic retribution. And I started cracking jokes, bro. Like, let's honor our fallen soldiers. My doormat, that dude's ping pong table, and now Rach's shit-stained bed sheets. And I'm like, you can't be mad at her, Rach. It's an accident, you know, an accident. You don't need 10 eyes to see that shit. Your girl is the avatar of bowel movements, my dude. Piss, puke, and shit all combined to make this dumb bitch. Like, look at that dookie, Rach. Look at it, and accept it. This is what you get for being an enabler. You're not allowed to be mad, bro. And Simi, just completely disgusted, gets up to get the RA, you know, leaves the room. And while I'm still there just f***ing with Raj, and I say, anything you have to say, Rochelle? Any excuses? And she just looks at me and says, you know what? She doesn't even eat pussy that good anyway. And just knocks her out of the bed.
You can't